Hi everyone, it's Bitcoin from
the Big Jabowski
with the final round of the 7th season of Grand Arena. Now as you can see, I'm currently in rank 162 in Kyber, which is pretty crazy considering how big the drop-off is after people lose a certain match. Because I haven't attacked yet and I'm still in this rank, so your rank really does suffer quite a lot if you don't beat some kind of round. Now I checked, and one of my previous opponents, I think it was Alex, he still made it to Kyber. Was it this one or was it the next one? I think it was Jolee. Yeah, still made it to Kyber because I didn't want to set too heavy of a defense that he would still be able to clear, so he made it. Looks like the other guy, Alex, isn't going to make it. I think, yeah, he's still quite a while off. Unfortunate for him. But this guy at least did after I set somewhat a little bit lighter. Now I tried to do the same up against Glint here, even though he is already in Kyber. I didn't want to go too heavy on defense. But he historically always does the exact same thing, which is keeping pretty much all of his strong teams for offense. Has a fairly similar roster, I'd say, other than the fact that he doesn't have General Skywalker, and thus has some relics in other characters like Bosk, Jedi Knight Revan, etc. that I don't have. But from my perspective, really impressive how far he's been able to get without having General Skywalker. So, like, from my perspective, and getting to Kyber as well, really well done. Let me just quickly check how fast he is. Again, 252 here. Okay, so I'm just going to get into the round. Let me just quickly check the Darth Revan. I mean, he's used it on offense, but just out of curiosity. So, there are still 2 feats left that I need to complete. It's the Fleet Battle one. I think I need to do one more. And then there is the Wedge and Biggs feat. So I'm going to have to sacrifice some banners, sending those in somewhere, hopefully. So let's see what has happened. Now, he actually attacked here. Okay. When I checked in the morning, he had only attacked the top zone here. When I woke up, he took 2 attempts on my Grievous team, which I thought was a bit surprising considering how many relics he has on his Jedi team. So that's nice for me. At least I'm guessing that's what he used over here. These 2 were both one shot, but he only attacked this, then he took out the fleet in the back, which didn't give him any kind of trouble, I'm imagining. And then over here, I guess now, okay, he took 2 attempts up against Darth Revan. I kept Malak out of it because I tried to go that little bit lighter. I wanted to enable him to use his Darth Revan up against my General Skywalker, and then use something else, like potentially his JKR or his Padme up against my Darth Revan and still clear that. So I thought he was going to full clear but just take 2 attempts maybe on one of them. But I guess he didn't do it. I did see some attempts in his history where he successfully one-shot a full Relic General Skywalker team, so he's able to, but I don't know if that's actually what he ended up doing, because I think if he would have sent Darth Revan up against this, he would have at least taken out one character, and that doesn't really look to be the case. So I don't know, guess he didn't really go in on there until the end. Anyways, he's got a Grievous team that's really strong, and this one's going to definitely hurt me. Pretty sure I will have to do 2 attempts as well like him. If I'm able to get through that. The Padme team will come in handy over here against Shaq. Very likely. He's got a First Order team, but none of the new characters. Then he's got a very strong Jango Nest team. I believe the Bosk. Checked it when I set my defense. It's got 285 speed, so under Jango lead is going to be 315. So that's quite a formidable one. And then the Night Sister team over here as well. So I'll just get started with the Night Sisters. Use these guys and add what, because without what there is probably a very slim chance that I'll make it. Yep, let's go. Now I've noticed an interesting pattern recently in my Grand Arenas. It tends to be the first fight of the match where I somehow seem to mess something up. Not quite sure why that's happening, if I need to get into it or something, but I thought it was kind of funny. So I should probably start thinking about which team I want to fight first before doing stupid things. We want to burn. Get enough debuffs on that Mother Talzin. Hopefully Dengar doesn't get stunned because I'm really needing his debuffs. Don't execute here, as always. That's definitely enough debuffs. So now the moment my Boba takes a turn, I can take out Mother Talzin over there. I don't think I need to add any more debuffs, so I can already start targeting someone else with this one. That was actually a beautiful dodge with a relic for Asajj. She always seems to dodge those. Alright, well that's the play gone, that's any threat gone from the field, so I will be just fine from this point out. It's a pretty foolproof fight, as long as you don't misclick the text in the beginning, which fortunately hasn't happened to me, but I have seen people who accidentally did that. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to kill, but I thought it was worth a shot. Couldn't even tell if that was a crit or not. That's something that I notice a lot from my videos whenever I make some kind of comment like, oh, why didn't I kill this one? It's sometimes because there's lag and the hit literally doesn't appear on the screen, or sometimes it's just going so fast. And for some reason, I don't pay that much attention to the actual damage numbers all the time. Like here, I have no idea what my Django hit. Don't think the viewers could see that either. But yeah, I'm either not paying attention, it feels, or I just can't see it on the screen. But I should try to start paying a little bit more attention whether things were crits, etc. Because I don't seem to notice that very often. And I probably make myself sound dumb occasionally by not noticing things like that. Guess I'm just too busy looking at the animations or something, not quite sure. Hope all of your Grand Arena rounds went well in the finals here. I know for a lot of people you very often tend to fight someone pretty strong in these final rounds. So I hope that went well for all of you. Oh, I thought he was going to steal my banner there, that little zombie. Actually, my watt might be a bit short. But there's not much I can do about that. No, it's still counted. Okay, nice. So, for the Django Nest team then, what I initially had in mind was to use my Rey Jedi training, but I figured since I wanted to keep Malak out of the Darth Revan team to make it a bit more accessible for the other guy, I could use my Malak to solo this team. And I guess I could add Wedge and Biggs in there, because I'll lose them no matter what I do. I could maybe, if I should be able to find Geos in the back, and then I can add them to that team. And perhaps there's a very small chance, I should actually check, if there's any chance that those guys might live, which would depend on does my Scion go before Geobrute Alpha or not. What's their speed relation, so to speak? 252. So yeah, I would go first, but he would definitely cleanse. But let's add him there. Maybe I'll end up regretting it, but it's whatever. So we're going to use Malak over here. Now I remember I did this before in one of my Grand Arena matches, and I remember it going well, but I did feel somewhat uncomfortable about the strength of the other team. I remember using Maul lead then for certainty. Maybe I'll do that again, because I've really only done this once, and I feel like messing this up would not be fun. I'd rather lose the 3 banners. Really not too bothered about that. I'll still end up with 61. Just want to make sure that I make it. Yeah, I guess I'll end up doing that. I think Malak would be able to make it by himself, but I think I should just ask someone in Arena to let me test it once. It's a pretty fast nest, I believe, or reasonably fast. So the reason why I put in Maul lead, for anyone that's wondering or doesn't know the kit, Maul lead gives you a little bit of evasion chance, and whenever you evade you gain a bit of turn meter. So that can be a very nice help in trying to get through these teams. At first I feel safe because I still have all of those drains, but the moment you lose your drains and You get healing immunity from Boba over here, and you get some stuns from Nest. That's when the stress can start kicking in. So yeah, you definitely don't want to get into that situation. And it's still, yeah, there it is, the healing immunity. So now if I drain, it's actually sort of wasted. I think I'll still do it just to get Bosk down a good amount. But yeah, I'm thinking here I'll probably save it. There's not really any point other than the damage, which is nice, but doesn't quite get me there. Now what I don't know, I think it lasts for 2 turns over here. So I think I'll get it in because I think they're about to damage me and give me that 3rd drain. And then I can... No, not quite, okay. It'll come in any second though, and then I can finish off Bosk and start going for someone else. Definitely not looking too good here so far. Yeah, that's a dodge there from the Maul lead. I can probably allocate most of the dodges to Maul lead. And there we go, I'm in good shape now. But as you can see there, it looked a little dicey for a bit. My guess is I would have probably been okay, but you never really know. What made Bosk? I'm just trying to think here. I swear it felt like Bosk was actually off the field, but it just used up his payout, I suppose. And I never even noticed that he stood there. That's kind of funny. This is what I mean with looking like an idiot. I should have just continued to focus on Bosk there. So now I'm 2.5 minutes into the fight and nobody's dead yet. But there he goes. Now he's gone for real. I did think I already had a kill there on him, but whatever. It's fine. Certainly helps that the Django's just gear 12 and that I can sort of knock through them pretty quickly. Let's get a drain on Nest. It's just a gear 11, but oh wow, that's very little. There we go. Could have done that a lot sooner as well because she doesn't revive, but yeah, I guess so. If I would replay this, I'm guessing I would probably try to kill Nest after Bosk or whenever there's a possibility, also because this was a gear 11. But then you can stop the occasional stuns from Nest, and that takes away a little bit of the pressure from the fight. So if you ever try to do this, not sure if the Maul lead is necessary, but taking out Nest a bit earlier could probably be a good idea. Alright, let's take a look at the back zone. Yeah, didn't expect anything different here from him. Alright, is this the same? Yeah, this is the same as before as well. So another hint to another opponent, try to change up your defense, even if it's just a layout. Like he could have literally just swapped around these 2 zones just to do anything different at all. Because the moment your opponent sees a different front wall from the past 3 weeks where you essentially did the same, then they might start worrying what you kept in the back. It's the simplest thing that you can do to not look like you haven't done anything about your defense at least. But I guess even that is just too much effort for some people, especially if they're already in Kyber. I'm guessing they don't really care. Yeah, let's fight the toughest one next to Grievous team. Now I am quite sure I won't be able to one-shot this. This is a very strong Grievous. It's got pretty high health, very high speed. And the B2, I believe, was modeled a bit strangely. I did already check who gets the tech, and that's going to be Magna Guard. But yeah, just all health. Let me just check what as well. At least no 6-dot mods, and he's added a lot of protection to him rather than health, so I don't mind that either. That makes B2 a little more accessible. Even though I have to get through Watt first anyway. But yeah, let's just get into this one. And just try to take out as many characters as possible. If I make it, then I probably just push the limit of what my JKR team is able to take on. I do use Bastilla lead. A lot of people like to use JKR lead up against a Grievous Watt team, but with my gear 12 JKR, I just don't see it going anywhere. I'll just get my Savior triggered super quickly and go down really fast because they just have too much damage over me. If I had a Relic JKR, I'd definitely use JKR lead here, but I don't have that, so let's see what this team can do. In the event that they don't make it or don't get through enough, I can still use maybe my Padme over here. If I take out at least a few characters, then CLS should be able to clean it up, so that's going to be my plan. But let's pray for a one-shot. So do the turn meter swap to Grandmaster Yoda. Did B1 just dodge, or did I miss something? Feels like he just dodged. Anyway, it's going to be doing the AoE here. Hopefully this doesn't trigger him. Good. The less triggers, the better for me. And let's see if I can get through this guy here. So I am currently stealthed. I don't have the other buffs yet. So I'll wait. I'll let B2 take his round. Got some epic lag here. And this should be able to kill what already? If that... Yes, nice. It wasn't a crit, but still enough damage. That's perfect. Getting through it quicker than I thought might happen. Okay, let's spread the buffs here. Don't want to AoE. Just need a lot of, like, either kill Magna Guard first or get a lot of direct focus attacks in. These basics here with JKR you always want to put on B1. You can put them on Magna, but it's not going to do too much damage. He'll heal it up anyways. And it's better, I think, to just get the stacks down from B1 so that all of them hit a little bit less hard. And like now if I basic, B2 will probably get triggered anyway, so I might as well AoE to drop that one stack over there. That's sort of my logic. If I'm forced to trigger B2 anyway, just use those opportunities to drop the stacks a little bit. It won't make all of the difference in the world all the time, but perhaps it can help a little bit. So I'll definitely share these buffs because he's got speed up and some protection up, and I just kind of have to hope they don't take out JKR. Okay, I really don't mind them going for Bastilla here. A bit surprised there. Why did JKR die and Bastilla burn the Savior? I must have missed something. Maybe I'm talking too much and not paying attention, but pretty sure JKR went down for a bit there and Jolee revived him. Like 99% sure, I'd say. Let's swap with Hermit because then I will be able to do the direct focus on B2. There we go. And hopefully the time is ticking. I should try to hurry up a little bit. No AoEs here after targeting him. And hopefully I can get some buffs on my Grandmaster Yoda so that he can hit harder because I haven't really crit anything, I think. So put the second Master's Training on Jolee. Making good progress. Let's try for a big hit. Yes, awesome. Wow, that's less awesome. But that's Grievous kicking in there with the Relic 7. Jolee tanking it. Come on, Jolee. Need you here, buddy. Okay, now I can AoE. Hopefully my Hermit Yoda can take a turn sometime soon so I can equalize the health, because if Jolee is going to keep looking like this, it's gonna be game over for me at this point. Let's hope the next one's not. Okay, perfect. Heal, and now I just have to hurry up, try to get that direct focus back, maybe stop talking. There we go. I could have also gone for B1 here for the guaranteed kill, but I think if I just hurry up with this one, I should be able to get somewhere. Because I've got it under control. I've sort of passed the checkpoints of Watt and B2, which are the most important ones to be able to get to this stage. So my Jolee is looking healthy enough. Now Bastilla should get her buff share at this point. Yes, nice. Everything is starting to line up. So now just one more hit and Grievous is out, and then I'm pretty sure I'm just going to auto-play for the rest. Don't really care about banner recovery. Do care about one-shotting this. Let's do it. Awesome. So yeah, this is really the limit of what my team is able to take out. Super happy with the results. Jolee's modding really paid off there. That's why it's so important to put so much tenacity on your Jolee. In case you don't know how to mod Jolee, guess I can quickly point out what I did with him, because he's just a gear 12 plus Jolee from the JKR days. I never had the luxury of being able to to relic that character. So I've got to work with what I have, but he's got 1 tenacity set, and he's got a crit avoidance arrow with quite nice speed. I'm really happy with this one, but I gave it to him in this case. So he's got 44k health, 44k protection, 222 speed, 91% tenacity. I could still slice this cross to bump that up further, but I don't think I really need to. Now the reason for all that tenacity, in case you don't know, is that Jolee has this unique experience and wisdom that gives him more max health. That's nice. And then he has this other one, which is where the tenacity kicks in. He gets 100% tenacity on top of whatever you have. So in my case, he has 190% tenacity. And then he gains bonus crit avoidance equal to half of his tenacity. Now, if you still add the JKR unique in, he gets another 5% tenacity and crit avoidance. So in total, with the crit avoidance arrow, he starts with 40% crit avoidance. For me, 195% tenacity or something like that, or maybe even 200. And then half of that on top in crit avoidance. So basically my Jolee has 140% crit avoidance at the start of the fight. And if you then subtract Grievous's leadership, let me just quickly find my Grievous over there. If you then subtract his leadership, all enemies have minus 40% crit avoidance. Then basically Jolee ends up at 100% crit avoidance, and Grievous tends to max out for most people around 90% crit chance or so. So basically Grievous can never crit hit your Jolee, and that is what allowed my Jolee to live there. If it would have been lower, then he would have 100% died and I would have lost this attempt. So it gives you a bit of an idea how important it is to mod your Jolee well. So anyways, still 2 teams over here, 2 in the back. That's the biggest one gone though. That's, wow, I didn't think I was going to be able to get through that one. But stuff worked out well for me. It could have gone differently, I suppose, though Grievous did target Jolee there. Also took out JKR when I was going to have a direct focus there initially in the, like, sort of the second one. So definitely a tough battle there, and took quite a bit of time as well. Just, I guess, as I am taking in just clicking on the next fight and getting going, but hey, I'll hurry up. I'm gonna keep R2-D2 here. It's nice to bring him against the clones because you can stealth and protect all of their courage, but I'm thinking, do I want to use Rage Edit Training anywhere? I guess I can use him against the First Order team, and then it's pretty nice to bring R2 along. Don't necessarily need him, but let's try and do it this way, see if Shaq can top off any banners. Feels a bit slow. Guess it's just because they're spamming so many abilities. I always like to call Padme with the first one because it gives everyone some initial protection up. I could do Retribution, but there's not too much of a point, I think, because a lot of it gets dispelled anyway. So let's just start with a group attack here. And I think I can burn through much of him. Yeah, nice. That's more than I thought it was going to be, so quite happy with that. This is going to kill 5s because of the courage stacks. And that should make the rest of the fight pretty easy. Let's take out Shaq first. I don't think I'll be able to recover stuff on anyone, but that's okay. That's one of the drawbacks of using Padme on offense. She's just not too great for banners. I guess I could have dispelled that, but not really any need. Let's kill him first. GK is pretty close, but I mean, there's literally nothing you can do here to avoid killing people. 57 is still pretty good, considering it's very often 55. So I'll take that. Then first order, yeah, I'll use my resistance up against the Geos. I can use Treya with Wedge and Biggs. And then Newt in the back I can use. I've got CLS, I've got Geos. Probably gonna be Geos. BB8, R2. I wonder if I would try, if it would be feasible to add Wedge and Biggs here. I'm not gonna do it, I don't want to risk losing the feet. I think it should be possible, considering they're gear 12, and it's mostly these three that do a lot of work. Finn is usually just there to help you recover banners and to get some extra stuns in. I think these three could probably pull it off against a mediocre modded first order, but let's not risk it. And it depends, of course, very much on R2. Does he get those initial exposes or not? That's always what makes or breaks it. And Finn is the absolute safeguard there in case that doesn't happen. Let's see what I get. 3 exposes, that's usually what I'm kind of looking for. Anything more is super welcome, anything less, and I don't feel as comfortable. Also, getting that first stun with either R2, also a lot of RNG related to who does BB8 call to assist here when I do this move. If it's R2, that's usually amazing because then you get another stun, but more often I guess it's not. Same thing on these counters, who exactly comes in and does the assist. All right. So I've got a lot of control. Expose on pretty much everyone except the guy who's just gonna die now. I'm gonna see if I can still get a stun. Nope, he beat me by a little bit there. And the officer cleanses. Well, maybe this is gonna be a stun. No. R2 is still stealthed, so I can safely burn here. That's a really neat interaction, I think, that they made, that characters in stealth can be countered. I really like that. There's a lot of creative possibility there for counters, for all kinds of fights. That's one of the interactions I think they did really well when designing the game. But I guess I was never there during the Zeta Mall days where people, when R2 was released, they were so relieved they finally had something to deal with all that stealth and the evasion. So I have nothing but fond memories of this interaction, but I think for many other people it was filled with rage and frustration that they finally had some kind of solution to this pesky team. Yeah, I joined the game in, when was it? September. It's almost been 3 years. Pretty crazy how fast the time flies. And I actually went over 5 mil GP today without having spent any money on the game. So that's pretty neat. Glad to finally be there. Not quite sure why I'm glad, but I guess it's a nice milestone. But I got there because I upgraded my finalizer fleet a little bit, like as far as I could essentially, because I figured why not, maybe it'll come in handy at some point. I've got all the relics on the pilots anyway, so it would be a bit silly to just let it sit there and then maybe one day regret it if it stops me from clearing someone's map. So yeah, he put the Malevolence on defense as well, as he always does. Then Geos, this one's going to be the interesting one, and I'm praying I don't get a game crash here because that would make me pretty sad. This one's going to be ugly on banners. Let's go. Biggs. No, I'm not trying to look at the kit. of CLS. Just trying to scroll. There we go. So, the Wingman feat, as I believe it was called. Isolate. Yeah, let's see if they survive. They cleanse, but with that cleanse they're still forced to target my Scion. Wow, that's ridiculously laggy. And that should reapply all of the pain, so essentially they should be having to focus on him for the rest of the fight here. I don't know for sure, of course. Let's do an AoE. Yeah, I figured he was gonna counter, but that's okay. Look at that. That's crazy, getting an assist from Drea on that hit. Pretty funny. Oh, there goes Scion. Yeah, that's why I brought Nest, because it's a Relic Spy. Relic Spy is pretty dangerous. Usually my Scion tends to survive up against about Relic 3, I think. But this was a little bit too much. Now there's no point in me putting a daze on the entire team, because I still want them to lower their health by assisting, but a nicer move here is to stun their spy so that he at least doesn't kill me. Or not too many of the characters, but everyone's going to die here because Scion fell over. Which is okay, it's kind of as expected. Oh wow. I guess the big hit there allowed my Treya to build up a tremendous amount of offense. Maybe my Biggs is able to survive here and I spare a few banners. That would be really nice. I'll kill Sunfac first. Just because I think I'll be able to pick him off before that still. Yes, nice. Okay, that's pretty good. Saved me a few banners there. It's not much, but you can't complain when you're sending in those kind of characters. That's another neat thing about Biggs' kit. Whenever he gets crit, that 100% turn meter gain, it's really cool. Really like it as well. It's such a simple character, but just adding that little bit of firepower also for cleanups and stuff like that, I think is pretty nice. So Newt with Vandor and L3. What's gonna make sense here? Geos I could do, but Newt is always freaking annoying there. I guess I could leave these two standing, and in the event that it's pretty difficult to keep Vandor buffed in that case. I was gonna say in the event that I lose too many banners, I can sort of stall on L3 and just allow Vandor to keep reviving him, but I'm pretty sure I'll kill L3 way too fast. So that's not going to be too ideal. I could use CLS and get maybe some higher banners. I mean, CLS probably makes more sense here, to be fair. Because the most I'm going to lose would be 2 or 3 banners, whereas with Geos, I'm kind of guaranteed to get less than that. Let me just check how the Dooku is modded. If he's fast, if he's squishy, that might help my decision. Pretty squishy and slow, so then I'll use CLS. So CLS, Han, Chewie, and C-3PO. Do I want to bring oh, I could bring Thrawn. Probably makes sense. I have no idea if it makes sense. He's just gonna... What's he gonna do for me? Put a stop to L3, but I've got so many Dispellers I don't really need that. Let's bring him anyway. You never know. Maybe I can top off someone's protection, like C-3PO's, while the others recover banners on their own, and that would allow me to get 60. Okay, sweet. I was hoping I would have the firepower to do that, and just barely made it there, I think. Always want to try, if you can, to kill Newt early, because whenever he dies, he immediately gets that turn that allows him to extort you, which is annoying. Let's try and get a stun here. Yeah, didn't really work out. I think I'll control Droidica. doing good damage so far. I'm quite happy with it. Is anyone near full? Because this is gonna kill. He's gonna extort immediately, but I was hoping I could target him, but of course he's stealth, so that's not so smart for me. But maybe Chewie can AoE here and take him out of stealth, and then if anyone else can still move before him. So close. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill him here. So these guys are full. C-3PO is almost full, or might be full, I don't know for sure. So I'm just gonna target L3 down here. And instead of attacking here, I can just finish it up like this. And that should be 60. So another way of accomplishing the same thing as Geos might have been very painful to do, since I had the characters left over anyway. So that's good. And then we finish off with a Geo fleet. Geo malevolence. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't want to bring Rex. I usually use Rex in Arena, and then I really only need to call Implo. So maybe I'll just do that. How many stars is it? I didn't actually check that. I think it's just going to be 5. Yeah, it is 5. Okay, let's do it with my Arena setup then. Anakin. Also considering to bring 5s, but I don't feel he adds very much against these because I don't have, like, I can't really crit, and that's what 5 thrives on. So usually what I do is I put Rex here and then I put in Plo. If you put in Ahsoka, it's nice because you burn through the team a bit quicker, but it does cost you more banners. With this lineup it generally doesn't. So let's go with these, I think. Yeah. And I hope I don't get unlucky with some poor timing and things like that. I don't actually know how many banners you save by not putting in that second reinforcement there. I should probably know that before making a decision like that. I think it might just be 1 banner, in which case it's pretty lame and not worth it, because if you lose protection on a couple of them, then yeah, it's automatically not worth the effort. But we'll see. So you always want to kill the vulture droid first when doing this. That feeds Terminator to their capital ship, but at least you don't have to deal with him being super annoying. Now what you can do is call in Plo. Put the taunt on your Y-Wing. If he already has it, like he does now, then you don't need to. The only thing it does for the rest is giving some protection up and the critical hit immunity. I'm going to be putting it now because I had a fleet arena battle earlier where they hit a fair bit harder than I anticipated and still killed him, so I'm gonna try and avoid that. Yeah, this is definitely different from my fleet arena battle because they went for him first here. That historically wasn't the case for me, so maybe I wouldn't even make this match. I don't know. We'll see. At least this one's targeting Rex. That's not too much of a problem. Hopefully Plo here can survive. So they called in Spy first. That's interesting. I wonder what caused that, because it very rarely happens for me when I play this in Fleet Arena. No need to top off protection yet. And now because my Y-Wing died, I don't have the ultimate available, unfortunately. That's kind of a pity, because that's usually what I do at this point. So that's going to end up hurting me a fair bit. Also, not many triggers of anyone dropping under max health for Anakin yet. There we go, just came a turn later now. That should clear up most of the board. I can... yeah, you can't top himself up. Okay, good. He's gonna explode and then this should finish it off. So lost one ship there, which makes me end up at 64 still, which is, yeah, pretty lame. Might as well have brought the reinforcement, but it's good enough. So what did we end up at? 1922, I'll take that. It's a decent score considering I still did go pretty heavy on defense. Let's take a look then. Where do I end up at? I'm pretty curious if it's even going to be top 50 at all. I'm 41 currently. Can claim this feat, and I should go and do my other fleet arena battle and see my final ranking. I'm guessing probably, why is this even coming up? Probably going to be somewhere in the 20s. It's crazy to see the gap with the top people. It's so impressive how far they're able to get. I'll show you this one. I guess it's another Malevolence fleet battle. And for him usually goes a little bit different. So same story, you target the Vulture Droid first. Then you start going after Sunfac just because he's quicker to get through than the Hyena. That's new, the stun there. Never really lands that. Which also would mean that Sunfac here was faster than my Y-Wing. Maybe you relicked him up. Starting to wonder here. I don't know, I'm just rambling to myself, I suppose. But I do this fleet battle every day for pretty long time now because this guy has the payout before me. And I'm not quite sure why some of the things are going different than they usually do. So stay with Sunfac. Also, in case they call in other Geonosians, it's generally, here you want to put the buff immunity on the Hyena Bomber, obviously. It's generally quicker to go through Sunfac. Yeah, he's also hasn't had this guy in before. The Houndstooth, or not being called in, so I'm guessing he changed up some of his stuff. I haven't really fought him recently because there's been another guy climbing in the way. So I guess this is a poor example of what I wanted to demonstrate, but that's fine. Oh, I don't like the Houndstooth. It really drags out fleet battles, which are already super boring. But I guess I should just stop complaining. Everyone has to do their fleet battles every day. Knows the lovely experience. Like, I don't even bother to call in reinforcements anymore just because the AoE and stuff does more damage. Though I'll probably need to at some point after another ship goes down. If another ship goes down, rather. Let's make him taunt for a bit. Might as well call in Ahsoka, even though she can't really crit. 34k damage is better than nothing. Now these counters from Rex are pretty nice actually, if you have 5s around here to just clean up. Another ship. She doesn't need to be cleansed. Spy is gonna be, let's target someone else because I don't want Spy to stealth here. Let's keep my Anakin alive. Wow, this battle is dragging out like crazy. And now try to get buff immunity. There we go. And that's it. So let's see what rank I end up at. And also how big the difference is. I'm just curious because these players are so good. They're facing way tougher opponents than me, and then seeing the gap there really shows like, yeah, I win a bunch of Grand Arena battles, but it's up against people that have been kind of mismatched, so it doesn't really prove anything. Like it's nothing super impressive compared to what some of those other people are doing who are just facing like double Galactic Legends and crazy things like that. 135 points is quite a bit still though, so let's see. It's going to update now. 21. Well, I'm happy with that. This is an ex-guildmate. Got 16 more banners in him. I could shoot him a message about that, but again, like, it's nothing to brag about because I'm sure he had way tougher opponents than me. He likely has... No, he doesn't have a Galactic Legend. Okay, we're around the same GP though. Yeah, let's take a look. So I'm at 44,480. It's also at the top, I guess. Let's see how far off I am. This is already a big gap, like 80 banners. I mean, across 12 matches, it's not that much, I guess. But this is quite a lot. I wonder, I've got to have missed a feat somewhere or something like that. It's just a crazy, crazy jump. This is 255 more banners than me. In 12 matches, that's an average of 20 more per match, and I don't think I was ever under 1900. So this guy here is literally scoring somewhere around 1930 banners at minimum per match. That's really impressive. It's basically always going heavy on offense and just banner matching every single fight. Even if you look at the second one here, is 10 banners over him, but then immediately already 38. So really impressive what these people are able to do. Now I'm just curious because I did still play this season on my ticket account, which is going to be the last time I do that because I really, that name, really don't have time to do it, but I'm curious if I'm still in rank 1 or if I'm in rank 2, because there was one feat that I skipped, I believe. Yeah, I am 1. Okay. So this guy here, poor guy, I kind of feel bad for him. I thought he was going to be able to pass me still, actually. This guy has been rank 2 for 3 consecutive Grand Arena seasons. So I feel a bit bad for him. I thought he was going to be able to pass me because I skipped that one feat. I thought he'd be okay because we've been racing a little bit, I suppose. Feel a bit bad for him. But yeah, I do well here. Again, they're not really fair matches because I just am able to set this team on defense. Occasionally pull out Han and Chewie. But yeah, it's been fun playing around with that. I now have a Gear 8 JKR team as well with some noobs. But it's funny to play on an account like this because it's at a totally different strategic level than some of these big matches. And I've had my fun with it, but now I'm definitely bored of it for a while. Maybe I'll revisit it in the future. Actually kind of funny as well how fast this CLS is. 323 speed. It's just funny to see the relics on the guys as well because I just don't have that on my main account. So it's a fun team to play with, but I've had my fun. I got first place on it twice now, but if you look at the gap over here compared to Division 1, you scroll down here and it's essentially like the top 20 is like a 1k banner difference, which is really, really big. So it just shows how interesting Grand Arena can be in many different divisions. It's actually, is that 2k? 29.3? Yeah. So top 20 is a 2k difference, literally. If these guys would have won an extra round or done a bunch of feats, they would already be up way higher. Makes sense though. I mean, it's a low GP division. People don't really get it yet. It might be difficult for them to win all the matches. But yeah, that's something pretty interesting that's been going on. I quite enjoyed Division 3. I really did not like Division 2 because people were super focused and almost every roster felt the exact same. Division 1 so far, just upon entering it, it's been very easy for me because I keep getting matched up with these old accounts with way too many Zetas. But I think the moment I get my Supreme Leader Kylo now, it's going to look quite different. I'm definitely going to be fighting way tougher opponents in the next season, and I'll really have to think about how I want to approach that. If I face a Rey, will I send my Kylo together with like the Night Sisters, which is what a lot of people use to try to get through? Or am I going to do something different? No idea yet. So I'm just going to see, since I'm at 59 tickets here. What's that node that I do? Is it this one? Yeah. It's getting some more stun guns. Am I gonna get the last one? Nope. Too bad. Otherwise I could have done maybe one round of rock, paper, scissors that everyone loves to see. So yeah, that's it for me. Pretty happy with how the season went. I guess it was a little more laid back, which I didn't really mind because I've just been super busy. But I am looking forward to the next season. I wonder if it's going to be 3v3 and how insane that's going to be with the Galactic Legends. But hope to see you there. Hope your season went well, and I'll see you all again soon for another video.